2.
Okay, I'm going to put the Niners number 2. I like the Niners corners. Jason Verrett he was just fantastic. One of the better stories in the league last year. No reason to think that his body's going to break down again. I mean, I don't want to put that out in the universe. So good for Jason Verrett. He's a hell of a player. He's the number 1 corner in the league, a top 10 corner, plays like a top 5 guy at times. And then on the other side, Mosley solid. Kaywon Williams, he's good too. I mean, he's good at what he does. He's a playmaker. He forces fumbles. He's not really good in man-to-man coverage, but the Niners don't ask him to do that. And when they do need someone in man-to-man coverage, they put Jimmy Ward down there, which does not factor into this discussion. So you have a limited nickelback who's good in the way they use him, a solid number 2, hell of a number 1. Only way that, it's too bad they don't still have DJ Reed. Honestly, their starters should be DJ Reed and Jason Verrett, and getting rid of DJ Reed in the offseason when they still have like 80 spots that they could have made for this guy is going to go. They're going to look back at that and be like, bad decision. Still, number 2 cornerback trio in the NFC West, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm same with you, Grant, but I may be more bearish on them than you. I am concerned about Jason Verrett's health still. We've only seen him do it twice where he puts together a full season. And, if he does get injured for, say, 10 games or 12 games, I do get worried about what the Niners will actually have back there. And especially with their safety tandem also being kind of injury prone, you don't want to wish that on anyone, obviously, but it's a fact that they have suffered injuries in the past and it kind of happens frequently. And that's, I guess, concerning for me. And Mosley is solid and Kaywon Williams is solid, but would they be good enough to step in to that 1-2 role? That's where I have my questions. But knowing that they're healthy and basing it off of that, I think the 49ers are firmly in at the number 2 role. Because as you mentioned, Jason Verrett, when he's healthy, is a beast. Like a number 1 cornerback, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's a really, really good player. And these other 2 guys are complementary enough to where they're not liabilities in my mind. So I like them at number 2. I'm sure Vish has the same.
Like with Verrett, I'm not sure that any of the Niners wide receivers can beat him consistently. He's that good. Sorry, Vish, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you. And Kaywon Williams, while he isn't like this lockdown, he's not Bryce Callahan in the slot or 2011 Carlos Rogers. He's a good slot cornerback. Yeah. He's a great tackler. He finds ways to force fumbles. He's a heck of a competitor. He's good in zone coverage. There's a lot of things he does really well. Grant just mentioned he's a good blitzer. And so when you're going good trio, just whole trio, the Niners do have a good starting trio. Mosley has shown he's a solid starter, especially for their scheme and what they ask him to do. Verrett, we talked about it, top 10 corner in the NFL. Kaywon Williams, I think a legitimate top 10 nickel corner in the NFL. When people say best nickel, I think that goes a little bit far. But top 10 nickel, 100%. He is definitely, I think the Niners have a really good top 3. And this is where, not including depth kind of goes into the Niners' advantage because the Niners don't have the greatest cornerback depth. I mean, we can be bullish on both Ambry Thomas and Diamador Lamore, but it's tough to expect a lot out of a 3rd-round rookie corner and a 5th-round rookie corner. So the reality of the situation is that there is a little bit of a question mark outside of these top 3. But we're just looking at the top 3, and these 3 are all good football players, with Verrett being, in my opinion, possibly a great football player. So I'm definitely – I think they're firmly entrenched at the number 2 spot, and I think they're actually a little closer to the Rams than I originally thought, just because I think the Rams do have a couple of question marks, but I don't think it's that. I still think the Rams are firmly number 1, which without further ado, Grant, why are the Rams the number 1 corner trio in the NFC West?
It's a very complicated answer. It's going to take me 10 minutes to explain this. No, Jalen Ramsey. They have Jalen Ramsey. And here's the thing about Jalen Ramsey. He can shut down any wide receiver he faces. So when the Niners face him and Brandon Ayuk's having a great season and he's just gone off for like 200 yards in back-to-back games, boom. Now you got Jalen Ramsey in your face all game. And he shuts down DK Metcalf. Like, he could shut down Brandon Ayuk. He could shut down whoever he wants. So that's a good place to start. And then this guy, Darius Williams, had a great season last year. It seems like since Jalen Ramsey can basically Deion Sanders people and shut people out without any help, then everyone else gets more help and it improves the rest of the defense. Yeah. Jalen Ramsey is a game changer. What a trade for them. Great move. Well, Jacksonville, what were you thinking? How did you alienate this guy? What? That was crazy, man. I don't know what happened over there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really need to go say much besides Jalen Ramsey is debatably the best corner in the league. At worst, you have him like number 2 or 3. But yeah, Jalen Ramsey's a difference breaker. And I think Darius Williams is really not talked about enough. I think he kind of put himself on the map when he had that pick 6 on Russell Wilson, or people are like, wait, who's this other guy across from Jalen Ramsey? And that's when you find out it's Darius Williams, and he can also play incredibly well too. So when you have these 2 guys as your top 2 corners, I mean, you're just not worried too much about whatever receiver duo you face. And I don't think there's many teams that could go up against, say, the Seahawks and be like not concerned whatsoever about DK Metcalf and Lockett, just due to the fact that their corners match up with them well. And Jalen can shut down pretty much anyone. I mean, yeah, they're incredible, but yeah, no need to really beat the dead horse. I'm sure Vish has the same exact reasoning.
Real quick, Darius Williams reminds me of young Tremaine Brock. Just real quick, throwing that out there. Good play.
That's actually a good comparison. And Brock was a really good starter.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Brock was
and
good. Brock
he played for Fangio. Staley is a Fangio disciple.
That's actually a really great comp. And Brock for the 49ers, him and Parrish Cox were actually an underratedly pretty good cornerback tandem in 14. It was surprising how good they were.
Vic Fangio could get is the best, man.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the Rams, the reason they're 1 is pretty simple. They have the second best defensive player in football, and that's Jalen Ramsey. I don't think people kind of stomach how good Jalen Ramsey is. There's nothing he can't do.
So you're saying they have the 2 best defensive players in the league? The Rams.
I really believe that. Yes,
that's a good point.
I think Ramsey can cover small slot receivers in the slot. I think he can cover DK Metcalf on the outside. Yeah. I think he can cover, a Tyreek Hill. He's done the best job on Tyreek Hill of anybody. I think he can cover a George Kittle. I think he could be the best safety in the NFL if he played free safety. I think he could be the best safety in the NFL if he played strong safety, because he's a great tackler and he really takes good, smart angles to the ball and he attacks the football. He's like if Charles Woodson and Patrick Peterson had a baby. That's who he is. He's an unbelievable football player. And so he's obviously one. I agree with you. I think Darius Williams is very underrated. I think he does a bang-on job on the other side of Jalen Ramsey. I do think the loss of Troy Hill is going to hurt because he stepped up for them last year, and him going to the Browns, he's a good nickel corner. But here's what I think separates them. They have a top 80 pick in David Long, who they thought, I think, was going to take one of those corner jobs last year when Troy Hill and Darius Williams took it, and he just didn't. So I think that they're definitely going to get a good contribution from him. I'm bullish on his prospects for them next year, and I think that they have comfortably the best corner trio in the NFL. And that's just what happens when you have Jalen Ramsey. He really, really makes other people on this defense a lot better than they are.
And real quick, the combination of so does Donald. So you have Ramsey and Donald, 2 guys who are making multiple players' jobs easier. Multiple players look better than they are. Hence why such a thin defense can rank number 1 in the league.
Right.
Definitely.
And a good scheme with Staley.
Yep. Because he takes advantage of the gravity that those players possess. Gravity.
So, Vish, when you were saying Ramsey's number 2, does that mean Akello's number 1 then?
Yeah, dude. Are you taking a shot at Akello?
No, I'm saying
pretty disrespectful.
I'm sorry.
He's not going to appreciate it.
No.
I think Akello's the best corner in the NFL if you remove when he's playing his best football and you remove about at least 8 or 9 names from the list. I mean, if Jalen Ramsey was playing in the arena and Jair Alexander was playing in the CFL and Marlon Humphrey was playing, taking a year off, and you take out about 8 cornerbacks
Kevin
and Akello's playing.
Which performances is Akello Witherspoon like so proud of? Like week 1 against Tampa?
Yeah,
week 2 against Cincinnati? That's it? Nice, man. You did 2 games. Okay.
DK Metcalf.
So 3 games, man. Yeah, man, you proved it. You proved that you're the best.
he actually had a bang on game against because I think
Michael
that was
Thomas.
actually the best corner. He actually played him well too. But I think the best cornerback game we've seen in a long time from the 49ers, just a small tangent before we go to our final couple of topics, is that Arizona game. I thought the job Verrett and Akello did, Verrett on Hopkins in particular, and Akello on Christian Kirk it was chills. It was like watching, Terrell Brown and Carlos Rogers was actually a very underrated corner duo, and they did some pretty good jobs in 2011 and 2012. I thought Akello and Verrett kicked butt in that Week 15 game or Week 16 game.
All right, let's do safeties.
All right.